all, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode... Oh, I shut the show notes down. 425. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only... Ooh, Crash. How are you, Crash?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right.
Wow.
After last week, I got a point stolen from me. I got accused of not updating numbers. I'm just defeated this week.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, all right? We'll talk about that in a little bit. And the one and only Mr. Paul D-Spawn. D-Spawn, how are you?
I am warm as balls right now.
Yeah, it's very... So for those who don't know, right now in the UK, it is hot. Very, 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 very hot. I've also got a problem.
Dry heat.
I can't open any of my Google Docs. I don't have the show. I'll be kicking it to you for the rest. It's fine. If you didn't know, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on youtube.com/MyXboxandMe and all podcast services. If you want to support the show financially, over to patreon.com/MCFixer. You might be saying to yourself, why would I do that? Because this podcast has been going now for 425 weeks, and we have never, ever, ever, ever put an ad in. Now, have we had opportunities to put ads in this show? Yes. Do I have ads sitting there right now that we could put into the show? Yes. Am I going to? No. Patreon is what keeps us alive. Patreon is what keeps it going. Please go consider spending a couple of bucks. If you enjoy the show every week, it does help more than you would think. And I have some great news for everybody. I have the show notes again. Big shout out to our Patreon producer this week, Aaron Guard. We do appreciate you. Crash, any new reviews? Talk to me. Any new reviews?
Check. I'm gonna make a wild guess
and say no.
This is gonna be a really wild guess and say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna check as well. I'm
just gonna sit here enjoying my fun.
You do that. You do that. Oh, you might have heard the podcast there.
Yeah.
Have you got one?
Nope. No reviews.
No new. I haven't had a new review since May. When was your last one?
July over here. July. 2 in July.
Jeez. Guys, remember, you can head over to Apple Podcasts. I don't care what you do. Kick your grandma down the stairs, beat her up, steal her phone.
Maybe we gotta stop. Maybe that's scaring people off from leaving reviews.
Okay, I've got it. Got an idea.
Okay.
Guys, go and see your grandma that you haven't seen for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Give her a nice big kiss and a hug. She already has an iPhone, let's be honest. You know you bought her an iPhone already. And then say, Grandma, I want to take a selfie of us two. Take a beautiful selfie. Bam, selfie. Show her it. Oh my God, oh Jeffrey, that's so nice. Oh, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for that photo.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Now, if somebody's name isn't Jeffrey, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this doesn't apply to me."
Okay, insert name here of your grandma and her voice. For this example, I'm gonna say Jeffrey. Oh, okay. Jeffrey, thank you so much. And then what you do is, you go on her phone and you jot the review. Give her back her phone. You say, "See you, Grandma. See you in a year's time," and then you drop kick her down the stairs.
Boom.
Still kick her down the stairs.
Yeah.
This time for no reason other than to kick your grandma down the stairs.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So congratulations to your grandma. Thank you. So I guess we'll do. There's no news this week, if we're being totally honest. So we'll do topic of the show this week, which is kind of what we've been playing. We'll put what's been in our box and topic of the show together. We got a little bit of pushback on last week's episode. I wouldn't say it was crazy, but there was a little bit of pushback on last week's episode. People who respect the podcast disagreeing with us. So we're going to talk about Starfield for those who didn't listen to last week's, living under a rock. Maybe, who knows? That's down to you. That's not my business. I don't think what any of us said was wrong last week. I felt like it was 4 different people playing a game from 4 different perspectives, all with different amounts of time.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I saw comments of, these guys have never played a game before. They've never played in the whole... And it's like, no, stop that. I've been playing games since 1995, probably? Maybe 6 or 7. Let's give or take, yeah? But I've been playing games literally my entire life. Yeah, so let's not play they've never played a game before, they've never played an RPG before. No. I sit here and I openly admit every week on the podcast, I am not a Bethesda guy. I didn't spend 10,000 hours in Oblivion. I didn't spend 10,000 hours in Skyrim. I didn't spend 10,000 hours in Fallout 76. I played Fallout 4, enjoyed the experience, bounced. I'm not one of these people that gets lost in these worlds like that. I will openly admit that.
Also, some of those mechanics are outdated. Even if you are somebody who got lost in them, you might be okay with them. They are still outdated mechanics.
Oh, Crash,
At the end of
Crash, I'm coming. I promise you, I'm coming.
Oh, he's coming for you.
I promise I'm coming. That was just the polite side of me. I promise.
Okay.
I promise you, I'm gonna. But fine, we'll get there now. But anybody who wants to pretend an excuse that this game isn't dated and hasn't been, it doesn't feel like a 2023 game. I don't care what anybody says. It feels like, I'm not saying the open worldness isn't. I'm not saying I'm saying there's certain mechanics in the game, menu systems, things of that nature that are still so old school that just don't work for me. Nah, if you are one of the 6 million people that are playing the game, who are enjoying the game, who are loving the game, who think it's the best game on God's given earth, thank God. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for Bethesda. I'm happy for Xbox. I'm happy for everybody. Me, on the other hand, I've been having a different experience with the game. But I'll let Kresh land before I go any further. Kresh, how was your experience? You're probably, how many more hours you in, let's say? You was at 8 last time we spoke.
I was at 8. I'm like 2 or 3 more hours in. Not a whole lot. I ended up playing after we talked about it, whatever. I hopped on. I was like, I'm gonna land on this moon. I landed on one of the moons for a planet. I don't remember which one. I went through. I did one of the little areas, and then I walked all the way. It's a long walk, a long track in this game when you're going from spot to spot.
Yes.
And I died when I was there. I was like, cool, I died, whatever. My checkpoint, the last spot it saved, was all the way at the beginning of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I shut down the game, and I was like, I'm not playing. And then I didn't pick it up again until yesterday. Where I put in a couple more hours. I redid the opening section. I had a ship that landed the first time. And when it landed the first time, it was somebody who was like, do you got any spare parts? Second time, it was bounty hunters who were like, yo, we came here to collect some bread on your head. I killed them, went on, finished the planet, enjoyed my time. But the fact that it restarted me back to the beginning just left sort of a sour taste in my mind, in my mouth at that point, that I just sort of had to walk away for a second.
I will say
I had the same thing happen.
Yeah. Like the checkpoints are very sporadic. You can change how it autosaves in the menu system.
I did see that.
So you can obviously make it do it a little bit quicker. But yeah, like open world checkpoints are terrible. Like for that exact reason. Obviously in buildings and cities are a little bit better because it basically does a quick save whenever you leave a major building. So it's a little bit better. Same for like if you're going through a substation and you're trying to wipe out a load of bounty hunters or pirates. You usually get a lot of really good checkpoints in that. But yeah, so going into like obviously the feedback from last week's episode, like I don't think anyone can sit there who's played this game and put as many hours in, like as probably as me, out of a lot of us, can argue that those first 10 or so hours, getting used to the mechanics is one of the hardest parts of this game. Like, it's aged terribly. Like, encumbrance is a terrible thing. Like, why are we worried about how many toasters I have in my pocket in 2023? Come on. And yeah, like the menu system is terrible. The fact that we've had to have discussions about what like quick menus to get through things, like that has been a section in last week's podcast. Like, press this button to be able to jump quicker. It's like, how is that a thing that we have to do in 2023? Like, we all know that people's attention spans are limited as thank you, TikTok. But like, so yeah, like why is it in 2023 we're having to have whole ass conversations about how to get through a menu system? Like,
the thing I want to add on to that really quickly is I wasn't the only one. Like, usually I'm a dumb gamer. I've openly admitted this on my stream multiple times. Like, I am dumb. I am not the smartest kid on the block. I like to shoot things. I like storytelling. Like, mechanics are not my thing. Let's be honest. Like, that's not the thing that like I'm good at. But I wasn't the only one going, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Like, Krish is one of the most knowledgeable people I know when it comes to games. Matt is not an idiot. Like, both of those people as well were like, wait, you mean I can just fast travel if I look at this? Like, so this wasn't an isolated MC Fix being a fucking moron type issue.
Yep.
This was no, the game doesn't tell you certain things, and it's so goddamn annoying.
And it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, that's actually like really cool game design. Because I've seen like some stuff on my Twitter feed of that in Starfield, where there's like some really cool unspoken stuff that's like, oh, that's dope. You have a lot of that in something like Tears of the Kingdom as well, where they just don't tell you certain things, and when you figure it out, it's like that eureka moment.
Yeah.
The stuff we're talking about with Starfield isn't that. Starfield has that stuff, but it's not that stuff we're talking about. That stuff's dope. Games should always do that. That stuff's very fun as a gamer to find and explore. What we're talking about is the stupid stuff that just makes this game feel slower and more mundane than it is. Because there is a really cool game there, and a lot of people really do enjoy what is there, rightfully so for them.
What I was going to say is that to go on to the positives, played it on stream the other day, ended up moving over to Kick actually, playing it there, got put on the front page by the staff over there, which was really cool. And I had a great time. Digspawn was in chat. It was like, Fixer get stuck. Yo, let me tell you one thing real quickly. Boom, sorted. It was like playing with we don't really do these anymore, but it was like playing with a player's guide now. Like, back in the day, an official guidebook, it was like playing with that, but that's Despawn now. Despawn was there just like, all right, I can see you're getting frustrated. Let me help you really quickly. And I had a great time with it. And now I understand the mechanics of how to fast travel faster. I understand certain things. I had a really, really good time. I put about an extra, I think it was about 3 to 4 hours into the game now. So I'm at a total of about 5 or 6 hours, maybe a little bit more. I like the game. I will say I don't think I'm even close enough to get to the story yet to tell you that I don't like the story. I do think the beginning is still very slow. And I'm seeing where people are saying, after 10 hours, you're really going to like this game. And I'm like, I can see that. I can see it. I can 100% see it. I just don't like that in games. I don't like having to play 10 hours to get to where the story's going to get moving a little bit more. And I know you've already said it. I will get there, 100%. I will sit here. I am not giving up on Starfield. I will have it beaten by the end of the year. It is too big an Xbox title to not be able to talk about it in a comprehensive way. To not beat it, especially not just for the podcast, just for me as a gaming pundit or influencer or whatever in the world. I think this is an important game. I'm very interested to see what Bethesda does next with the critiques of which we're given. It's not only us who is saying this. I listen to many podcasts. It's not only us that have decided that this game isn't exactly what people were hoping for.
No, I agree. I think, I've done the same. I've been watching a few podcasts about Starfield particularly, and it is very much the same arguments from everyone. And it always feels to be like the people that have played it longer have more of an appreciation for it. But like I say, those early hours are rough going if you are not used to a Bethesda title or you were expecting them to modernize their systems. Like, once you get to grips with the fact that this is, and I said it last week, this is a Bethesda-ass Bethesda game.
Yeah.
Once you get to grips with that and just deal with it, there is so much in here to love. There are frustrating moments still, like even in I want to say 35, 40 hours in now. And I've been doing exactly the opposite of what everyone's saying of rushing the story. But I've been side questing my ass off. There are still some frustrating sections, and it is because of that lack of explanation. Particular example, which I won't spoil any story, but there is a particular moment in the game where you have to do a massive space battle in one of the side stories.
Yeah.
And because the game doesn't explain that you should really be putting some points into your spaceship and being able to get better ships and stuff, I am wholly unprepared. To the point now where I have grav jumped out of that area and I've just let this battle going on for probably another 10 hours while I upgrade ships. So I am just those guys are fighting. I'm sure they'll be fine. But yeah, there are some frustrating moments where you hit a wall. I literally spend, I want to say 2-3 hours trying to get past this one section just because of how frustrating it is. And I know it's the end point in a story that I want to finish. But because the game does such a bad job of explaining, you need to be spreading out your abilities in certain areas for certain points. yeah, like there's no way, and there's like I say, like in some instances there are always way around like certain missions, like you could sneak into an area and like snipe everyone and that kind of thing. This is like you are in a space, you need to do a space battle. There's no two ways about it. You either survive it or you die a lot and respawn. And yeah, so like I have grav jumped away and I'm doing that. And yeah, so there are, like I said, there are still frustrating moments in this game. But saying that, I am hitting story beats at the moment because I did start doing what people were suggesting of like go do some main story stuff for a bit. Because you get more experience from doing main story than you ever will doing side quests. Like I think you get like 1,000 XP compared to 100. I think it works out at for a side story. So yeah, so if you're wanting to upgrade stuff fast, do a few main story missions. There are plenty enough out there that you're not going to spoil too much for yourself if you want to hold off. But I've hit a certain, and I don't, again, not spoiling it for anyone. I've hit a certain story point where there was a point earlier in like last week we were talking about where I hit a story beat and I went, oh, okay, this is something completely different that I didn't expect. I've just hit another one where somebody turned up. Let's just say that somebody turned up that completely opened up what this game might be, and yeah, I'm very interested to see where that leads.
I knew The Rock was in this game. I knew it. I knew The Rock was here. God damn it.
Dwayne Rocky Boy Johnson is all
damn crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Space Dwayne is here.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not too. Again, I'm not trying to be negative on that. I'm really not.
No.
I'm looking today. I've got a free after the podcast. I got a free rest of my day. We've just finished cleaning, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit and play STARFIELD. I think that's what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day. And yeah, it's one of those ones where I'm just like, I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to see how it feels when I'm playing it on my own and getting to those frustrations without streaming it. But nonetheless, I'm still gonna play it and try to enjoy it. Chris, you see yourself finishing it or?
That's a tough one. So there's just so many games out right now, and then still stuff to come.
Oh yes,
we still have.
I've got NBA. I've got NBA code. I haven't even touched it yet.
NBA.
Payday this weekend as well.
October 5th. There's something else dropping this month that I can't remember. I don't think it's as big as the others. Oh, Life of P. Life of P drops.
Oh yeah.
Or Liza P, not Life of P. Liza P drops this month as well.
Funny talking about that. Me and Haley was in bed the other night talking about games, and she was like, "Oh, is there anything coming out that I can just watch you play?" And I was just like, "Not really." I was like, "Oh, there's that Pinocchio game," and she's like, "Oh, what? Pinocchio? What? Oh, yeah, that would be amazing." I was like, "Baby, please, no." No, and she's like, no, it'll be fun.
It does have an
Alice
madness.
No.
Yeah, no, literally, she's seen the trailer, and I was like, she's like, yeah, but I don't want to play it, but you play it, and I can watch you. And I'm like, you're not ready for what this is gonna be, Haley.
This is Elden Ring with a big nose. Let's not.
exactly. But I think I'm gonna maybe try to play the intro like I do to all these goddamn games, and then decide.
So Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't Animal Party out as well this month?
Party Animals, I don't think it's got a date.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, roasters in the comments if there is one. But I did see there was supposed to be a test beta going out, but that got delayed for some reasons. They didn't say why. Technical issues. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 drops this month as well on the 14th.
Never heard of it.
Fresh.
Never heard of it.
I can confirm to you, I will 100% be playing Mortal Kombat 1.
On what platform?
Is it not crossplay?
They removed everything about crossplay for the game.
Probably at Xbox then.
Okay.
What are you playing on? At PlayStation?
No clue yet.
I can probably don't worry about it. You get what you get. I will make sure I got it situated. Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure. But I am 100% playing it. 100%.
What made you jump on it 100%?
Story. I've been saying that I've been waiting for again, I don't know why I never played Injustice. Like, again, I'm not, probably because I'm not the DC guy, and if that was a Marvel game, I probably would have played it. But I've heard such good things about the story. This is obviously a gigantic reset. It's like maybe I can get on the ground floor again now and see what they do in the future. So yeah, I'm definitely playing this one. Definitely. So, I look forward to beating you up.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck with that. I mean, I know what putting my pizza bet on.
You making a pizza bet on Netflix? Is that what's happening?
What's the bet?
That you can win a I'd say like a best of 3 round, and that you can come out on top.
Well, how many
No,
chances
best
do
of
I
3,
get?
yeah.
It's best of 3, so you get 3 matches.
So here's what I'll say.
Obviously,
No,
the
no,
standard
I have
rounds
to
in
get
that
7
match,
wins. You'd have to get 3 wins.
I need 3 wins.
3 wins. I would need 7 wins.
Wait, why would you need 7? I need 3.
Because if we both go where we both need 3, you're not winning.
No.
What?
We can do both.
This is
both
our
of us do 3.
resident fighting expert.
Bro, are
You
you
are
are
gonna
you
get
that
these
good?
hands.
I'm not that good. I'm just that much better than you.
So okay, you're like back in the day, PUBG, Call of Duty, things like that.
Yeah.
Was you better than me?
PUBG and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, Warzone, no.
Okay.
The one that was out before Warzone, yeah.
Yeah, like. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about Fortnite?
Fortnite.
Overall,
don't
not
think
just when
either-
you
I
were
don't
playing.
think-
No, we were
I don't
both
think
trash,
either of
but
us
I
were
don't.
shit
I'm
at
talking
that.
about. I'm
We
talking
were
about.
trash.
Because I'm trying to think. Like, am I ever better than you?
I think Warzone
GTA?
is better than me at for sure.
GTA.
GTA for sure. No doubt about that.
Yeah, you got the skills there, my
I
friend.
wouldn't be so sure. I stand around talking all day.
Fortnite. I don't know who was better at Fortnite. I think we were both just like shit at that game.
Rainbow. Was
Rainbow.
I ever better at you at Rainbow?
When I stopped playing.
Wow.
Best of 5? No, it has to be. Yeah, best of 5.
Best of 5, so first to 3.
No, first to
Best of
5.
First to 5.
First to
So-
5.
Okay.
Me versus you.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah.
Pizza bet.
It's okay. It's done. It's set in.
I want it. I'm shaking on this one.
You can put garlic bread on the line or something, man. But
Get some
Alright.
cheesy garlic bread. Yes,
of course,
please.
of course. All right. No, I think
I'm
So,
calling it right now. I'm just putting it out there. This is going to be a YouTube, my Xbox and me stream. We're going to make it happen.
yes.
Me and Matt are going to be the pundits. We're going to be the voiceovers. We're going to
That's
make
what
it
I'm
happen.
talking about. Yes. Okay. Are we warming up? Is this day of release we're doing this? Or are we both going to get to play the game beforehand? Or is this just...
I'm gonna let you make that choice, whatever you feel like you would be most comfortable with.
Where do you think I have a better chance? Do you think I have a better chance of me warming up and you warming up or not? Or as soon as you've learned this, I'm done though?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
I think
I
day
think go
one.
either way.
I think day one, game drops,
It's
6
probably your
p.m.
best
that
chance.
evening. Neither
Probably
of
your
us have
best chance
played
day
it. Neither of us know the characters. Bam, let's go.
I think that would be your best bet.
All right, let's make it happen.
Okay.
All right.
The
Okay.
question is,
So I can't play it until we play it then.
No, because we're doing. That's what I'm saying. We have to make sure it's
I was
day
trying
the
one.
day of launch.
No, that's what I'm
I
saying.
just
We
wanted
have
to
to
clear
do
that
it.
up.
We
I
have
just
to
wanted
do
to clear
it.
that up.
We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to do it
okay.
day one because I know you can't. I'm not gonna ask you to wait around. So it has to be day of launch. As soon as we both have codes, we wait for the evening stream, which is probably midday for you. But I don't know how your time zone works. And boom,
Yeah.
we go from there.
Okay.
All right. Oh, pussy
Sounds like
out.
a plan.
If you don't show up, default, I win. So if your mum, you know,
the
kicked down the stairs
if
or
your mum
something.
gets kicked down the stairs by Sub-Zero and you can't make it, I'm taking it as a win.
Yeah, so
You're
just
gonna
as a
hire
heads
someone
up,
to dress up as Sub-Zero. Kick my mom down the stairs.
I'm coming over to New York. It's like, get over here. Bam. Kick it down the stairs. Fatality.
Scorpion.
Character fix. Different
Yeah, I think you've got this, Crash. I think you've got this.
No, day
just-
one, like it's a whole bunch of new mechanics. You
Mhm.
have the assist system. Fix could sneak it out on a day one.
True. Just a heads up for you guys, it is dropping on Thursday the 14th, I think is the official date. So, Thursday evening, calling it.
So you're gonna be able to make that?
The 14th of what? Next month?
No,
No.
this Thursday.
Yeah.
Or it is.
One sec. Let me show my time tree.
Yeah, you better.
It's like, yeah, I got
Yeah,
this.
say
After
less.
getting all that, you better.
Dude, look, I'm free. Look, Haley's at a girls' night out on the 15th. I'm free the 14th. I'm free the 15th. I'm free the 16th. And I'm free the 17th. I'll even put a rematch clause in for you, Crash. Not for me, for you. I'll beat your ass on the... Shut up! I'll beat your ass on the 14th, and then I'll beat your ass on the 15th, alright?
The only awkward point is you guys are going to have to do this without me because I am not going to be about.
Yeah, well, shit happens. He's getting his ass beat, alright?
That's fine. I look forward to the messages in the Discord about how, I'm getting my cheesy garlic bread.
You did offer him a garlic bread, you remember that?
Did offer me a cheesy garlic bread.
Anyway. Moving. Anyone got what we've been playing? Anything other than Starfield? Anybody?
More Baldur's Gate 3.
Just to interject for two seconds. Sat down, loaded up the PC. Baldur's Gate. Oh, sat down, ready. Loaded up Haley's laptop. We had to go for a house viewing. I was like, here we go, babe. We got an hour to go. Let's sit down and play some Baldur's Gate. Get an hour in. I made the big mistake, didn't I? Took her an hour to make her character. An hour.
You gotta get those ears just right.
She's an elf.
Yeah, again, ears. Gotta get those ears just right.
Ears.
I was pissed.
They got multiple genitals in this one, bro.
I left
so many genitals.
I left the nudity on for her, and she was like, "Oh God, I've got a penis."
Amazing.
Yeah. So tried to start it, didn't get to. So maybe stay. Who knows? Sorry. How are you getting on with it?
Good. Yeah, every time I play this game, I just fall more and more in love with it. I don't think there'll be a game that comes out that I like more than it this year.
Spider-Man?
Alan Wake 2?
I agree. No, he's not going to touch Alan Wake.
No.
No, I agree with you about Spider-Man, but
no, I had more gripes with the first Spider-Man than you did with it.
I loved the first.
Yeah,
it was great.
I'm looking forward. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm very, very looking forward to Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I just don't think it'll top Baldur's Gate for me personally.
I just want to put it out there. I know this is an Xbox podcast. Let me bring this in. Insomniac, if you put screwball challenges in Spider-Man 2,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to do anything, but I will not be happy.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
F the screwball challenges.
F the screwball. Are you further than where we got to? I assume because we only played like 3-4 hours, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I'm further than that.
So that it gets so much better, I assume.
It gets, yeah, because everywhere you go, it's just fully constructed narratives that sort of exist on their own that also sort of tie into the main plot.
Yeah.
A bunch of like really well written characters. I think there's well written characters that aren't like sort of integral to the main plot. They're just well written characters. I feel like everywhere I go is just a fun moment, be it narratively or gameplay design, just the way some of the combat areas work, of the cool stuff you can do if you're a little bit more creative with all the tools in your kit. Just like generally a really, really good time.
Fair enough. How much have you played of it, D-Spawn? How many hours in?
Oh, I want to say maybe I could check, but I think around 30 again.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Granted, some of that time is from the early access, but I only really played it up to the initial early access cutoff. So I want to say maybe about 5 or 6 hours of that. Okay. And then so then all the rest has just been in 1.0 release. But yeah, no, amazing stuff. I agree that every section feels like a well constructed point. Like nothing feels superfluous in any way. Even the stupid shit feels like it matters, or it's been like well thought out.
There's some stuff that I would love to just talk about because I think they're great moments, but I wouldn't want to spoil them for you. Fix, because there's like a couple of moments where I'm like, oh, I know Fix will love this. If he sees this, because you still have to go like out of your way to like, explore everything.
So the way I'm going to try and play it with Haley is, we're going to try and I want it to replace at least like 2 hours of our TV time. So it's like, instead of watching 2 episodes of something, we can just sit and play this for 2 hours and then watch a episode of something instead, and try and treat it like a series of what we're doing. So like, honestly, I know I've had it for so long, I'm still just waiting for the rant moment to start. So yeah, obviously. I've got a character made now though. Woo! people. Just.
What?
I have. Mine isn't made. Haley's is. Mine's gonna take me 10 minutes. I couldn't give two crap.
Okay.
I couldn't give two
What,
craps on what it looks like.
What are you going with?
What class did Haley go?
Haley. To me now. What class are you in Baldur's Gate? This is how we do a podcast, people. This is top podcasting right here. All right,
You gotta shout to the boss.
Podcasters. You right. You shout to your producer. What class are you in Baldur's Gate? Sorcerer.
Okay.
Nice.
He's a woodland elf sorcerer
Nice.
What are you gonna be
called
for this?
Esme. I don't know. Whatever's brute force. Whatever's
Barbarian.
barbarian. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm a basic bitch when it comes to these type of games. Honestly, anything that doesn't mean I would. My idea is gonna be I want brute force and then I want a bit of intelligence. So I like to try and talk my way out of situations if I can do that. I don't know if I can do the both. I don't know. I haven't looked at
You
it.
can, but yeah, it's a bit harder as a barbarian because you have to manually put the points into intelligence. But yeah, like default is basically just all brute strength, which is how I've played mine because I've also gone barbarian and just like full on. I'm an angry idiot.
That makes sense.
I want a druid. I want it to turn
Nice.
into an owl.
You're a bit owlbear. I get it.
Ability.
Soon come.
Decent. You played anything else?
No,
No, that's it. Okay, fair enough.
absolutely not.
I played one other game.
Okay.
Played Sea of Stars.
Ooh, how is it?
It's very, very good. Very,
Nice.
very good.
Well,
As somebody who is like, yeah,
It's
I'm
like
gonna
an
say
old school turn-based RPG.
Ah,
It's sort
I
of
was-
like Chrono Trigger.
I was going to
What
ask
were
because,
you-
like, as an old school like Final Fantasy fan, like, how does it feel in comparison to like some of the classic like Final Fantasy VI and stuff like that?
I think it feels good.
Mhm.
I think the much better, like if you like Chrono Trigger specifically, I think you'll very
Yeah,
much enjoy this. Chrono Trigger and Mario RPG. I think if you like those two games, this game I feel like is a good mashup between those two. With when you're using certain abilities, they'll have like interactable moments with those abilities, and you can
Okay.
time when enemies attack you or when you're attacking to do more damage, sort of like the Mario RPG games.
Nice.
it
So
has
overall,
fishing. It has fishing.
it does have fishing, yeah,
10
which
out
is
of 10,
always
game of the year.
huge plus.
Mhm, mhm.
That game, the story's interesting enough. The characters are all very well made in that sort of like cutesy RPG style, like that old school RPG style, where they'll still have like some serious moments, and you're like, I kind of didn't expect that in a game like this, but there you go, it's
Mhm.
there. The abilities all seem cool. Overall, I'm just like really, really enjoying it. The strategy that it takes, where enemies will be placed around you differently, and you have certain abilities that can move some enemies around and certain abilities that are AoE, so you'll want to possibly group somebody. Overall, like just a really, really, really good game. If you have Game Pass and you like RPGs, 100% worth checking it out. I think it's also on PlayStation's equivalent of Game Pass, whatever it is.
Yep.
So even
Essentials,
if you have that
yeah.
over there, whatever it's called, I got no honest.
We don't talk about that.
100% worth checking out. I think at one point it was a 90 plus on Metacritic. I don't know if it's still a 90 plus on Metacritic, but good game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It looks pretty. It looks pretty. I did see a lot of people talking about it. I'm not surprised. But yeah, it does. It looks like a you type of game, Chris. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's the main. All right, let's get into this week's dashboard. Get through the little news that we do have. Why is my EA app opening? I don't know, but it is. Starfield
Open
is
that
officially.
box.
I'd open the Game Pass app.
Yeah, it opens up EA. You have to sign
Ah,
into EA for the EA plays bit.
Taught me. I like it. I like it. Starfield is officially Bethesda's biggest launch game of all time. We did say it earlier. Starfield is sitting at around 6 million players now, reported on their Twitter account, if I'm not. I mean, this is obviously a big part due to Game Pass, right?
Yeah. I think one thing that I don't know if we talked about it last week, but something that got announced as well was the fact that it had 1 million concurrent players at one point, which I think was before it even officially launched.
Yeah, that was out. That was just in the pre-order.
Yeah.
1 million early access players at
Yeah.
at the same time. That is wild. And then like you say, 6 million for the like total is great numbers as well.
How much of that do you think is bought, and how much of that is Game Pass? We know Game Pass sits at over 10 million subscribers. Last time we got reported numbers. Where do you think that comes down on Game Pass compared to paid players?
I mean, at least 20% is paid because, again, like I say, 1 million early access. I've obviously had to pay for that. So yeah,
I think most people who are playing on PC probably bought it.
Think?
Just because of Steam and mods. And
the one thing I was going to say is it is on Steam, and we all know how Steam players love Steam. So
yeah. But even then, I could see some people holding it off on Game Pass. I think the nice thing about Game Pass is, actually, I don't know. It would have cross save? I would assume.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
it does.
On Xbox and PC.
Right.
So I could see somebody who has that sort of setup is like, I'll just play it on Game Pass on PC as opposed to Steam.
Well, that's the biggest reason I'm annoyed. I'm playing it
So
on
I'm doing
Steam. But it's annoying, right? Because I'm triple fold here. With the problem is, I played it on Steam thinking, oh, I'll play it on my Steam Deck. But then what's happened is now I'm not really playing it on my Steam Deck, and I want to play it on the TV when Haley's gonna sleep. And now I can't because my PC is not connected to my TV. So I'm sure there's a way of me getting my save onto Game Pass. I'm sure there is.
It should just do it by itself.
I'm gonna say
sign into your Xbox account.
I ain't got a clue. I haven't tried. I'll be honest.
You should try because I think it should work.
The only thing I know is it's two different downloads. To play it through Game Pass, I have to download the entire game again.
Yeah, but that's just because
it's Game Pass PC.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but the save should link to your Xbox account, so you should still be able to play the same save on Steam.
Okay.
But again,
we'll see.
Roasters in the comments.
I'll test it out. Why not? But yeah, congratulations to Bethesda. 6 million players, absolutely humongous. Congratulations to Xbox. They needed a win. They finally got one. Yeah, man, it's big.
Yep.
Biggest. So, how quickly do you think this reaches 10? And do you think Starfield becomes the next Skyrim in terms of like it just gets ported to like everything from now forward? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think under Microsoft, I don't think it happens. Just because it doesn't make sense with having something like Game Pass to constantly be porting it forward to other things.
I mean, the Skyrim Anniversary Edition exists under Game Pass.
You're not wrong. That was before Xbox.
No, no, it came as part of the Game Pass launch.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it came as part of Game Pass. Yeah. Not with Game Pass like launching, but like when the Anniversary Edition launched, it launched on Game Pass, and I'm pretty sure that was part of Bethesda at the time.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah,
I take everything back. This is 100% the next Skyrim. We're gonna be seeing it run on a Tesla pretty soon.
You got to remember, this is like I say, this is the biggest game Bethesda have ever had. Biggest launch. Sorry, not the biggest game. Like Skyrim runs on a toaster. The biggest launch they've ever had, the first new IP in 25 years. This is the new standard for what Bethesda are going to go for. It's the brand new engine, so they're going to try and port this new engine to everywhere. It's the Creation Engine 2. So yeah, I think this is going to be the go ahead for them.
It'll be everywhere, but on PlayStation. I apologize.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, everywhere except Sony.
Because Sony won't play ball in the way Xbox want them to. That's not me saying that they're not right or wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's why.
Well, I don't know. Like this, I feel like this is an Xbox decision rather than a Sony decision because, like, the exclusivity is obviously working out really well for Xbox for Bethesda now. Like 6 million players. There's again, they could put it on Sony, but like, why do they need to?
That isn't what I mean. I think you're I'm saying. If Xbox Game Pass could have been on PlayStation.
Yeah.
If they would have allowed it, they would have had Starfield. Simple.
Yeah, but
simple. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. I'm not about to get into that argument right now. I'm just saying there is reasons because PlayStation won't play ball the way Microsoft want them to. Now, I agree with Sony. But that doesn't make Microsoft right. I agree with Sony on this. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't
get
put.
you.
I wouldn't put Game Pass on PlayStation
I
either.
get you.
No chance.
I'm just saying the way that's worded
Yeah.
doesn't make it sound like you're on Sony's side at all.
The way Microsoft want them to.
Sure, but that's not how you started off. It's on Sony for
It
not
is on
playing with them
Sony.
the way. No.
It's on Microsoft for
This
wanting
is
Sony
just
to
gonna
play
be
that
a-
way.
No, no, no,
whole
no, no,
stupid
no.
rhetoric.
It's on
It's
Sony.
semantics.
If they
Because
wanted the game bad enough, they could have had the game.
If Microsoft really wanted to put it on a Sony
Look,
platform, they could've
Microsoft
given
don't
it
want
the
to.
other- they would've-
Microsoft don't want them to. 100%.
That's
But that isn't what I'm saying. I'm saying if Sony wanted it bad enough,
because if Microsoft doesn't want it to happen, it's just not going to happen.
100%.
This
But
is
that's
not
not.
conversation.
Do you know what? I'll leave it there.
I hate when mum and dad fight.
I stand by my statement. Next up, a bit of sad news, actually, especially for me. Saints Row developer Volition have shut down by Embracer Group. Obviously, this comes off the back of the Saints Row reboot. This is a couple of weeks old now, but we've been busy, so but I wanted to talk about it because Saints Row plays such a huge part in my gaming history. Yeah, this one's sad. This one's sad for me in a way of like Saints Row 1 and 2 hold, and 3 as well, but not. That's when I feel like it started to go in a direction that I wasn't really for. But Saints Row 1 and 2 were games that were pivotal in me as a gamer. I love those games, and it's a real shame that even the reboot didn't get me. I've got it. I got sent a code for it. I got sent packages for it and everything, and it never got me. I was never excited. I was like, I feel like I might have said that I was looking forward to playing it, and then like the more and more I saw of it, the more I was like, this just doesn't seem like the thing I want it to be anymore.
They really leaned into what made Saints Row popular as opposed to what made Saints Row good.
Yes.
With 4, and I think even to a degree, you could argue they started doing that with 3 as well.
Yeah.
Where they went like really into like the zany stuff, like
Superhero.
you can wield the dildo and smack people with it,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, right? Whereas like if you're looking at Saints Row 1 and 2 in particular, and we've talked about like how much we appreciate those games, like those are much more. They do have some of those like zany elements, but it's also much more like grounded, grittier take on it as well.
Yeah.
It used to be like in comparison to GTA, it used to be the more serious game of the two.
Yeah.
And then Saints Row 3 comes out, and that just sort of shifts because it was Saints Row 3 and then GTA 4 at the time.
I would say the story mode definitely, but they had I always loved the thing I loved about Saints Row was like the side missions and the things of that, like the.
Yeah.
Do you remember the ragdoll mode in Saints Row 1 and 2, I believe? It's like you have to click, like you have to run into cars to get insurance.
Yeah,
money, they had those moments, but those moments still fit inside of that world, it felt like.
And it was never the main focus.
No, exactly.
When you went to Saints Row 3, it really became like front and center of everything they did.
I tell you what, there's not many franchises other than obviously Resident Evil that I'm like, oh, a remake I would have been for a remake. A Saints Row 1 and 2 remake, I would love from the ground up, like on a brand new engine, like that story of 1 and 2 especially. I would love that. Really love that. Probably won't ever get it now. If we're being honest, which is a shame. But yeah, sad to hear a studio being closed down. We were always scared of Embracer and what they were doing, if I'm being honest. And this is the first of, I'm sure, many, the first of notoriety in my head of what I can think of many that I see this happening to.
Yeah, one thing I would say though, this wasn't just like, I don't think this was just a Saints Row issue, like the reboot not doing well. Like, obviously it was in the news a while back, the Embracer were trying to like do a massive $1 billion merger that fell through. And I think from there, they've just had to turn around and go, okay, we need to like start saving money fast. So I think this is like you say, the first of hopefully not that many, but who knows? It is a risk with these mergers, I think. But yeah, it's going to start happening.
I think the best thing that could come out of this is like Embracer actually selling certain parts of it. That have some
Xbox,
cool IPs
go
and
get Tomb
properties.
Raider.
to anybody, honestly, that isn't Embracer, be it Xbox, PlayStation, whoever else is in the market for buying stuff. Maybe not like Tencent and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But some of these other companies that are known for making better games to sort of just like swoop in and get some stuff out of the clutches of Embracer, if you will.
Do you not think
Question.
Xbox should get Tomb Raider? Like, a serious question. Like, generally, because Tomb Raider, again, another game that is pivotal. I don't think I'd be in gaming if it weren't for Tomb Raider. That's the one game my dad, and again, my dad's not a gamer, but he played Tomb Raider. I grew up watching him play that. Do you not think Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, is a big enough IP that Xbox should actually pursue getting?
Yeah.
She used to be a big IP.
I don't know.
I don't think I hold Lara Croft because you have to remember we're like an older generation, right?
Yeah.
I think when you're looking at the younger kids, I don't think they care about Lara Croft.
I think if marketed correctly, like I think they did really well with the first reboot. I think obviously the excitement might have waned a little bit after the third one.
The third one was
I
the
think
problem, 100%.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the way that that story made didn't no
That
sense
was a bad
to me.
game.
Yeah, but I think putting the question I was going to ask is if Xbox or like Sony or whatever, put it across both. We'll say Xbox because Xbox podcast. Hi.
Yeah.
Which studio would you want to make a Tomb Raider game within Xbox?
I don't want anybody with an Xbox making it. I want them to get Crystal Dynamics.
Do you just want to buy
Make
Crystal Dynamics outright? Okay.
Who makes Gears?
Coalition.
Yeah, Coalition.
No.
I would love it.
I think they could do a good job. Like
I think
again,
they could do a good job.
I think they're doing an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a Gears studio, so they're never going to. But I'm just saying, that's who I would want to make it.
They're gonna stop making Gears games soon and move on.
Eventually, yeah. Like once Gears 6 is done, I think that might be the end of the story.
I'm saying
Maybe.
that.
We'll see how well it does.
I mean, I don't know. I think my time has come with Gears. I think I'm like I love all the Gears games, but I think wrap up that story and I don't want to see Gears end for the series, but I want to see Gears end for the studio. I want them to be able to branch out. I want them to do an Insomniac and go do something new, go do something interesting, go go impress with all of this knowledge and skills that you've built up throughout the years. Do something unique, and I think giving them Tomb Raider might be a really good way to do that. If they could get it,
I would want them to go even further than that. Because Tomb Raider is still a third-person game. At that point, for me, I'm like, go even further out than that. Don't make a third-person.
Fortnite
You're crazy. They're the only ones who can do. We have nothing else third-person coming out of Xbox. They have to make them.
Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics sucks.
No. I'm not saying they don't make a third-person game. I'm just saying don't make a third-person shooter.
Third-person.
I want them to third-person action adventure.
Okay,
whatever
yeah,
they do,
okay.
just go into a different direction than something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Tomb Raider for me is still a little bit too close. It's clearly not Gears of War, right? I'm not trying to say that it's Gears of War, but it is a third-person shooter. Yeah,
with platforming, third-person platforming and puzzle.
Yeah,
elements.
but it would be so fucking good.
Oh no, it would be fire. Literally, it'd be the perfect fit. But I mean, why am I arguing against this? I want this.
It would be
I want Coalition to make a Tomb Raider game.
Spread your wings.
Okay.
Either make Gears of War for the rest of your life, staying chained to that franchise, or spread your wings.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, the Coalition. And I'm interested to see what happens with Embracer going forward. They own a lot of companies, so we shall see. Next up, Microsoft announced the Xbox digital broadcast for Tokyo Game Show. These are always interesting to watch. It's going to be happening September 21st, 2 a.m. PT, 5 a.m. ET, 10 a.m. UK, and 6 p.m. JST. And we'll share progression on games from Xbox, Bethesda, showcase games from creators mainly from Japan and Asia, and make announcements of new games coming to Game Pass.
Before we jump into it, it's not happening. We're not getting Final Fantasy VII on Game Pass.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to get announced
crazy? Final Fantasy 14 free subscription with Game Pass.
Oh, that'd be huge. That'd be huge.
And you get the base game up until the latest expansion, so you don't get the latest expansion. You get everything up to that with Game Pass as well. Would be huge. I don't know if that would happen, but I think it would be a good way to get people on board for playing on Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the meme of you can play everything up to like I want to say like Heaven's Ward at the moment
Yeah.
for free. So yeah, I could see that being obviously then dropping maybe like I said the next DLC. I can't remember what I think. Was it? Is it Endwalker?
Yes.
Would you go back, Crash?
Oh, and what is Endwalker the most recent one?
I think Endwalker might be the most recent one. Yeah.
Endwalker's definitely the most recent one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Would I go back? Yeah. It's just finding time.
Would you
after that.
would you stay back?
No.
No. I mean, I would 100% love a day where we all just jump in with new characters and play.
No,
Yeah.
not new characters.
No?
Oh yeah, actually,
Fixes,
I'd have to. I'd have to because the level cap, the level boost thing. I'd have to.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
fine.
just-
I could do that.
It's
Huh?
been so long since I played this game, I
You
couldn't
know,
remember.
boosting.
They do the same thing of like Destiny, right? Where they give you a character and then level it up to. Yes.
No.
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 I'm not
Yes?
aware of that.
This isn't World of Warcraft. No. I'm pretty sure they don't level you up to the most recent
It's like-
content.
Nope.
That's
I
like
think,
one of the
like-
big appeals of Final Fantasy 14 is that you get to experience the whole story.
Oh, okay.
hmm
Must
When you
have-
look at a lot of other MMOs.
yeah, I must be thinking of World of
World of
Warcraft then.
Warcraft.
Yeah, I must be. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of like older content sort of gets lost at time where Final Fantasy, for better or worse, is sort of like, hey, we have this big expansive story. You got to play through the whole thing before you can do the most recent content.
The thing I say about Final Fantasy 14, it would be the game that I play offline. Like that would be the game of like, I'm sitting in Discord and you guys are like, yo, would you want to jump back in? You want to play? I'm down to play. Like that's what we did. That's what we did back in the day.
Yeah.
Like me, Crash, and a few other people. That's how we started playing it. I remember I bought a mount that I never even redeemed. Just lost it. Look, and the expansion before this, I bought that as well. Never redeemed it.
Yeah.
Just lost it. It's gone.
Well, the good thing about Final Fantasy 14 compared to like a lot of other MMOs, I think like shout out to RuneScape. RuneScape falls in this category as well as you can always go on and have stuff to do in the game. It
Yes.
isn't required on like the most recent content.
Yeah.
Which is really nice about it. I'm very excited to see how this game does. Not that the topic was about that, but how Final Fantasy 14 does on Xbox when it's finally there after all this time.
You think it's
I
gonna?
I could see us getting a release date.
Yeah. Oh no, I think we get it. Well, they're doing. There's a fan fest as well
Yeah.
for 14.
Yeah.
The day after or before.
Oh, it
There's
makes perfect
around
sense
it.
then.
Around it. There's a something kind of Final Fantasy fan fest. But yeah, the thing I wanted to say about the showcase itself is I've always enjoyed them. They are very much not for a English speaking market. They are very much catered to the Japanese market, and I love that. I love it. I think it's a great watch. It's a great, again, as someone who hopefully going to Japan either this year or next year. I love just being able to see their culture and seeing what they do with Minecraft and Microsoft Flight Sim and things like that. And they always add something interesting to Game Pass on these showcases. So I'll be watching it. We'll be reacting to it. It will be on YouTube because I'm no longer reacting on Twitch. I'll get into that a bit later. And yeah, we will go from there. I'm sure we will go from there. So yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. Nonetheless, you guys excited? You gonna watch it or?
Yeah.
So you wait. It'll be your.
I'll be working, but
I was
I'll be
about to
watching
say.
in the background.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chris, can you do the reaction? Are you able to? It's a bit early for you.
I mean, if we're doing, yeah, I could probably do it.
I'm gonna do it. So no matter what happens, whether you guys join me or not, I'm gonna react to it over on the My Xbox and Me YouTube/Kick channel, and go from there. So yeah,
I'll say yes, but I'll let you know for sure, like the day before, because it's 5 a.m. in the morning. Who knows?
yeah, I'll
it's
know.
5 a.m. on a Thursday. Yeah, no, I'll be I'll be working. So yeah, but I'll be hanging around in chat.
You'll be modding.
Maybe. I mean, I'll be a mod, but I won't be actually doing any work.
You do work. Stop
Just
lying.
gonna randomly ban people.
That's
Yeah,
what-
I'll just randomly ban you.
honestly, on Kick, you kind of need to.
Really?
I did, yeah. That front page thing with all of the
It
random
weren't
robots
bad.
popping
It
up.
weren't bad though.
Yeah,
It could have been. It
worse.
could have been a lot worse. We've had a lot worse. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Moving on. Todd Howard teases potential reveal and details for Bethesda's Indiana Jones game in an interview with Esquire. I hope I've said that correctly. Fuck yes, come on,
Nailed it.
dyslexic. 1 point for me. Howard did not share much in regards of upcoming games, but teased that he could have more details down the road. Howard would talk about more about Indiana Jones. I can tell he really wants to, but he's not allowed. The article reads, instead, as I exit his office, he flashes a smile at me and says, we'll talk next year. So there you have it. I'm still not interested in this game at
I
all.
am 100% interested in this game.
Yeah, I wish I cared
You
about
like it?
Indiana Jones.
You like Indiana Jones, D-Small?
Yeah, love it. Well,
You watched the
2
new
out
one?
of the no. Okay, so
You love
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Okay.
You love it.
let me rephrase that. I love classic indie. Modern indie, not so much. But you know, I've got my indie. So if they can do something that captures the feel of the first and the third film, and maybe a little bit of the second one as well, why not?
Here's a good question. Would you want the Indiana Jones in the game voiced and mocapped by, I forget his name?
Harrison
Harrison
Ford? No, he
Harrison
can
Ford.
barely walk, mate. He can't be doing
Yeah, no,
mocap.
it's good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it
No.
out there.
I mean, mocap, we can get somebody else. Voice, sure, if he's up for
would
it.
you be? Would you be
will he
angry
be
if
up
they
for it?
did somebody else?
I don't want that.
but no, I'd be fine.
Okay.
I don't want that.
Right.
I want to be Indiana Jones. If that's what we're doing, then I'm Indiana Jones. I don't want Nathan
want
Drake.
Harrison's
I don't
voice.
want Nathan Drake Indiana Jones. I am Indiana Jones. You can
So
give
you
me
don't want him speaking at all.
So you want to do the voice?
So no, they can give me a character that speaks. That doesn't bother me. That never throws me out.
That's what he's
of it.
asking.
Um,
He's asking like, who do you want to voice the indie like in the game?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
some generic voices, please. Just give
Yeah.
me 4 generic voices, 2 male, 2 female.
Nolan. Wait, so you just want to like create a character, not actually Indiana Jones?
Oh, that's not happening.
You
no,
think
that's I do
you-
not
that's what I
want
want.
that.
That's what
I
I
do
want.
not
There's
want
no
No.
chance that happens.
I didn't say
They're
that.
gonna give you the generic white guy.
I
to
know
play this.
we're getting a generic white guy,
Okay.
but that's not what I want. Like,
Okay,
make
that's
me
fair. No, that's
Indiana
fair.
Jones is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what we're doing, like, let's do that. Like, because realistically, we don't know. We know it's called Indiana Jones something, right? Like, that's what we know so far from the teaser. Like, could they not do a Hogwarts Legacy with it, where it's based in the Indiana Jones world, but
No, you see the
No.
difference is that
if that's called
Legacy-
Hogwarts Legacy, not Harry Potter, is that what you're gonna
No,
be?
but there's also
Oh.
like a big expansive world around there.
Yeah. Indiana Jones is just
Indiana Jones is
one
like, there's some
dude.
bad guys over there.
One dude
and
fights
there's
Nazis,
Indiana
like-
Jones fighting them.
But I just don't care. So they're gonna have to make me care. Is the
And that's
thing?
fine. Like,
Yeah, that's
not every
that's,
game is for everyone.
I get
This
that.
game is for me.
You
I
don't-
want
You don't
to
even
play
know
as
what this
Indiana
game
Jones.
is. This game could be a fucking an RTS.
Another question: If it's first person, do you want it to be first person or third person? Because it's probably gonna be first person.
I know, and that terrified. That's no, thank you.
I mean, if it's Bethesda, it could be both. They do good first and third.
Well,
No, cut that
specifically,
shit. Cut
it's-
that shit. Their third person's not good. Stop it.
It's
It
very
is
true, it's
like
horrible.
I enjoy
No,
playing in
it's
third
bad.
person. In
You're
You
wrong.
can enjoy.
You're wrong.
No.
You're
First,
wrong.
wait. You can enjoy something and enjoy something that's horrible.
I
No
mean,
one's
yeah, I
blaming
do.
you
I
for
do
that.
watch Fixer streams as a. No, I'm joking.
There you go. There you go.
Hey,
No.
if you can shit on Indiana Jones, I can shit on you.
I
No,
didn't shit on you.
Uh,
How dare you?
Well, also, it's being made by the team that makes Wolfenstein. They don't do third person.
No, that's
They
true. They
haven't
do first
done
person.
third
They
person.
haven't done third
Yeah.
person.
Even more reason for
Alright.
me not to like it.
I don't like the Wolfenstein.
The
I've,
machine,
I'm
the
not
machine
into it.
games is who's making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right.
We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Fair enough.
But I want to play as Indy. That's all I ask. That's my one requirement.
That's the only thing he needs in the
That's
whole
literally
game.
10 out of 10 if I can play as Indy.
What if you never see his face, but he doesn't speak either, but you see the white hands?
That's enough for me. Like just to see white hands and they call him Indy. That's enough.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving on.
I'm easily pleased, all right?
Tell me about it. Let's get into Fix This Sack. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. I lied. I forgot. We got a new segment. We got a new segment on the podcast, everybody. I forgot. I hope you come prepared, Crash.
Am I doing it this week?
You just got to pick a game for us to guess. That's all. I'll do it again. Fine.
Wait, I
will
know,
do-
because am I not mistaken in Fix saying that he said he would do it again last week?
I think I did say that.
Yeah.
So,
If you want, I can pick a game. That's not an issue.
No. Okay. So let's go through this. Still not got a name for this segment of the podcast. No name.
Did you read?
So
Origin
Yes,
Cookie Man's
that-
I
Party.
saw
Okay.
it this morning, but he didn't put it in a question format, so I couldn't read it on the podcast. So you can read it. If you want to read it, you can. I can't get it up now because I don't have it in the show notes. You didn't put it in the show notes for me to read.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
I'm
whoa.
not
I was
attacking
never
you.
told this
I'm not
needed to be
attacking
in the
you.
show notes.
I'm not
I was
attacking
never
you.
told this needs to be in the show notes.
Well, no, but he put it in the discussion, so I was like, oh, maybe that's not for us then.
Got you.
It
That's
doesn't
fair.
that doesn't seem like it was it wasn't a question directed at us.
Yeah.
It was
no.
more
So do you want me to?
You can go through it. I'm sure the people would love to hear it of the ideas from Origin Cookie Man. Please do.
Okay. I'm gonna start off with him saying that I was right about the locust. Not
I didn't read
aliens.
that. I didn't read that
Yeah,
bit.
I just wanted you guys.
You
to
were
know.
right.
In fact, he hashtagged "In Crush We Trust." So I just want
Fresh.
to put that out.
Fresh.
there.
I mean, it's a hashtag.
I will say this now, Crush.
Yeah.
Last week, you was robbed. You was robbed last week. I was wrong. I got it wrong, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's okay.
I was
Forgive
wrong.
you.
The locusts are not not
Not aliens.
aliens. They're not aliens, and I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I want you to know, Crash, I'm going to screw you again, not on purpose. 'Cause I didn't screw
Yeah, I
you on
know.
purpose this time.
I gotta start
it's
thinking.
going to
I gotta
happen.
start thinking like you. Yeah.
You've got to think like me.
I know.
You got to think like me.
I guess
It's-
that's fair.
but you
That's
got
fair.
fucked. You got screwed. You
That's
got
fair.
screwed. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
So for people listening who don't know what we're talking about, on last week's episode of My Xbox and Me, we added a new segment. It's kind of like a guess the game segment between all of the contestants who are on the show each week. You have 60 seconds to guess what the game is the person is thinking of. The game has to have released on Xbox. And we didn't decide full details yet on are we doing series? So if you do Assassin's Creed, it has to just be Assassin's Creed or what? But yeah, we'll figure that out.
I think the way we should do that is if it's a very specific like spin-off of a game, it has to be that very specific thing. So if you're talking about Gears of War in general, it's fine. But if you're talking about Gears Tactics,
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so same thing with like Crash Bandicoot, Crash Team Racing. Those are two separate things, not Crash 1, 2, 3, 4. Fair enough.
yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Go on, please read what Original Cookie Man has to say.
Okay,
to us.
placeholder name. Are you on? Insert names. Fixer crushes Matt despawns wavelength. Example, are you on Fixer's wavelength? Think like Fixer. Nobody wants to do that. That's a nightmare. Nobody wants to do that.
No.
Identifies Xbox game and win the collected points in this pot. Suggested new rules and scoring for the system. Contestants take turns to guess the Xbox game, i.e. published by Xbox on any platform, chosen by the game master, GM. With each round of guessing, contestants take turns to ask yes/no questions to the GM. If they get a yes in response to the question, the point pot total should increase by 1 point. If they get a no response from the GM, they break the chain, and the point pot total collected thus far is lost and returned to 0 points. The contestants have to work together to build up the total of points accumulated in the points pot. And if a contestant decides to guess, all contestants must also submit a guess. If a contestant is correct, they win and collect the total of the point pot. If more than one contestant is correct, they split the total. Remainder points from the division calculation are returned.
Original Cookie Man, you went. We gave you one chance, Original Cookie Man. You went too complicated. You went too complicated with it.
It's supposed to be.
It's got to
nice
be easy to follow.
Game.
Yes. We
I
can't
think
be.
this is a little bit too. If it was like a dedicated video for this idea,
100%.
I think this would make a lot more sense.
Here's what I'm thinking after playing it last week.
Told to me.
I think 1 minute on the clock.
Yes.
Your person has your game in your head. We go back and forth, no guesses, just constant questions for a minute. And then at the end of that minute, time's up, no more questions. We both have to, or all of us when Matt's here, all have to submit an answer. And it's, you either get a point or you don't if you get it wrong.
Wait, you said no, yes or no?
No,
We'll
yes
do
or
yes,
no.
Yes or no's only for the questions. So is it this or that? Yes or no. For that 1 minute, we get 1 minute outright. Like there's no like guessing early or anything. It's just at the end of the minute we then
that's
submit
what I think.
a
That's
guess.
what we decided, didn't we?
Yeah. I think that's how it
cool.
should be. And it's just you literally get 1 point. And
cool. I'm
you
fine.
get 1 point or you get screwed by.
If everyone gets
aliens.
it wrong, do you want to allow like another 30-second
No.
question period? And
No.
Guess?
If you don't get it wrong, you just don't get a
You get no point that week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will go again. All right, so I tell you what, I want to come up with this one. Me and you can definitely do it. We should come up with a little jingle, a little like, and then like we'll get the name. We still need a name of this segment. So until we get a name, these are not going out on Shorts. All right, you're not seeing it on the social medias until we get a name for the show and we can present it properly. So
I ain't editing nothing.
he ain't doing
Send
it.
your name. Send the name.
Just tweet. We need names. We just need names for this segment of the podcast, and then I
Send
will
them
come
to
up
Matt.
with a jingle.
DM them to Matt.
Don't DM him.
Yeah, DM
Don't
to
DM
Matt. Oh yeah, Matt ain't got Twitter, has he? I forgot. He's dead. All
Get
right,
access to it.
all right. Here we go, boys. You have got 1 minute to guess questions, yes or no answers only. I am thinking of a game. It has been released on an Xbox platform. That could be Xbox Original, Xbox 360, Xbox One, or the Series consoles.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yes, no
Yes.
questions only.
It probably came out on an
and
Xbox platform.
I probably will get it wrong, which makes it more fun for me. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Kretsch, we will be starting with you. Back and
Okay.
forward. Bam, 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 bam. A minute is on the clock. Go.
Is it a first-person title?
Yeah, I don't want to screw you again. We're starting again. I'm thinking this out. Calm down. I don't want to screw you. 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 All right. All right. Ready. Go.
Is it a first-person title?
No.
Is it exclusive to Xbox?
No.
Is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Is it a platformer?
No.
Is it a third-person game?
Yes.
Are there collectibles?
No.
Is it an action-adventure game?
Kinda. No. 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 No.
Okay.
First person. Oh god. Is it rated 18?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Was it on the 360?
No.
Was it on the Xbox original?
No. You gotta be quicker, boys.
Yeah, no.
Time.
Okay.
I don't like this
I wasted
game.
like those last 8 seconds.
I do not like this game.
A minute is fast. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. A minute is fast.
Okay.
So let's cover this. So we've got it's a third person.
Yeah.
Not exclusive.
Yep.
Not
It was
on
yes
the
to action-adventure?
No.
No,
no
to-
collectibles.
No.
Not on the original Xbox.
Not on the 360. So
No,
it
Not on the
had to be
360. So it's
Xbox
either one or X. Yeah, one
or
of the
X.
series.
That's what I should have asked. Was it on the one?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Did we ask if it was an exclusive? Yes.
Yeah,
It's not.
and he said no, it's not exclusive. I'd like, yeah. So we're coming up with a new segment for next week, yeah?
No, this is the segment. This is
Wow,
the
okay.
segment. It
It's
is
actually.
This
I
is
think,
hard.
what
This
I
is
think
very
it
hard.
is you're gonna have to learn to ask the right questions
The right
quicker.
questions,
Yeah.
Because
I
right
think that's a
now,
good better
right now
question.
you're
This is a
not
good
getting
one.
like there's certain questions that you can definitely ask that's gonna get you to a genre quick enough. And I
Yeah.
think right now you're not thinking
Too
about the right
small.
questions.
Yeah.
Remind me, did you say yes to it being an 18 rated?
I
game?
think
Yeah.
so. I'm gonna check right
Okay.
now. All right.
But it's definitely adult themed. Okay.
100%. That's
Okay.
something that realistically for next week, those sort of things, I should have that information in front of me. So I've kind of done you over a little bit there.
Probably. Like,
Yeah.
You wasted a whole 5 seconds just erming. How dare you?
No, bullshit.
Give us an extra 5 seconds. Come on. Actually, no. To be fair, Crash did 15.
won't-
Just that.
I
fast.
was. Matt, wait. I
Wait,
said
Matt?
He's
No.
fine.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
It's rated
I'll
M
give
for
you guys a game, you
mature,
can't
so
get
it's
my name.
17 plus.
Okay.
I think my guess is wrong then.
Okay.
I don't remember. What
I
this
don't
is,
even
but
have
I'm
an
gonna keep my
idea of
guess.
what this could be. I'm a
I'm gonna
fake
keep my
Xbox fan.
guess.
Third person.
Both of you don't
mature.
know, so this is perfect. So you can just say the answer. We don't have to write them down this week.
So I'm trying. There's a game in my, but it's not third person. Damn it.
When you say exclusive? Are you including PC, or it came to PlayStation? That's a question I can't ask now. It's time's over. Okay. Okay.
I'm just there's a game in my head, but I can't remember the title. I'm just gonna look it up, and if it's, I'll leave it on my phone if it is.
Some
this
would
one.
say we can all see it right now.
Okay, so it's definitely not the one I've got in my head. But all right.
Come on, I've got to push for an answer. I've got to push for an answer.
Okay. I've got an answer. It's on my phone in front of me. No, you can't. You can see I'm not
That's
typing.
fine. Crash can go first then. Crash.
I'm gonna keep the answer that I put, but I think I figured out what it is. The answer I put was "Tell me why," which I don't think it is.
It's not. No.
Yeah.
I've realized as I brought this up, I think this might be an Xbox 360, but I went with, I don't know if you can see it, Sleeping Dogs.
No. Crash, what did you think it might be now?
Friday the 13th game?
Friday the 13th, baby!
I kept my answer. I could have switched it, but I kept it because I saw the mask.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you both.
I played with integrity. That's all I want to say.
No, I respect it. I respect it.
You don't get a point. The thing is, you don't get a point for integrity. So.
Unfortunately, there's no.
He would have switched it the second he could have.
Oh yeah, 100% switched.
I made the mistake of I was gonna do Mass Effect, and then I realized I don't know if that's a third person or first person game because I've not played far enough to know any of that information. I would have said it was third, but I weren't sure. And I was like, I'm scared. I'm scared.
What was the first game that when I asked you if it was first party or not?
Mass Effect.
Oh, Mass Effect.
That's what I was going to do. I was thinking Mass Effect before.
What person it was? I asked party.
Yeah, first person. You said first party?
No,
yeah, first party.
Yeah, but the first game technically was.
Nope.
No,
it was exclusive.
I've never been first party.
Not first party. Sorry, second
party. It was
party.
exclusive, but not
it was
first
exclusive.
Party.
Yeah. See, like on that question, what do I say? Partially.
No, you said it's not first party.
No, I meant exclusive.
I
meant exclusive.
Oh, exclusive, yeah. Well,
I think at that point you don't answer yes or no. You would say something.
You'd say it was. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, there you go.
It was at launch.
There you go. There you go.
No points.
No points. No points. We'll get better at this segment. I promise. The boys will get better. But until then,
I'm not promising anything.
You will. They will. They will. All right, let's get into some questions before we get out of here. The show's gone a nice time, so it's nice. Treacherous says, I'm a Game Pass subscriber with limited time. I really only subscribe to Game Pass to play Xbox AAA games. So this year there were 3 that I considered as justification for Game Pass sub: Redfall, Starfield, Forza. I didn't touch Redfall at all because of the drama and didn't seem worth installation. That means that in 2023, the only Game Pass games I will play is Starfield and Forza, which are both games I would have bought if I did not have Game Pass. However, the combined cost of both is less than a year's of subscribing to Game Pass. So in my case, as someone who doesn't play other Game Pass games, this doesn't seem like great value. Of course, I've considered that part of my Game Pass sub includes live access, considering all things are there enough. AAA Xbox games come into Game Pass in 2024, and that would justify the annual cost for myself. There needs to be free wallet-worthy full-price titles to make Game Pass worth. I don't understand the question here.
So basically, they're asking. So considering all of this, are there enough AAA Xbox games coming to Game Pass in 2024 that would justify the annual cost?
I think if you're only looking at Game Pass for AAA games, I don't think.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think you're in the wrong. You're in the wrong mindset. The wrong mindset of what the. Sorry for butchering your question. I think you're in the wrong mindset for what Game Pass is. Game Pass isn't a subscribe to us for only our first party. It's look at all these deals we can do to get brand new experiences in a service that people can enjoy. Treacherous, I would assume by the fact that you only want to play first party games, that to me means you probably like to play on the go, so you probably have a Switch, or your main platform isn't Xbox and it might be PlayStation as well. Which is like, yeah, of course, at that point, I think that's from reading this, that's where I've gone in my head. I don't think anyone buying Game Pass for a year just for Xbox exclusives is the right thing to do ever.
Yeah, no. I think the better move with this would actually be to only subscribe the months the
games come out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if you're there for the AAA games rather, I think that would be like a much better use of your money case.
Yeah, I think so. To answer, is it treacherous or Trentus? I get better names, people.
Trentus.
I think to answer your question, is 2024 going to justify if you are going to keep doing it the way you're doing it?
No.
Maybe. I think maybe. Like again, like I know we've definitely got an opinion of show don't tell with Xbox now. I think Starfield's in the right direction, but I think if what they're saying is true, again, they keep saying it as much as they want, they have to show it. But if they do stick to their word and are releasing a good AAA game every quarter, then yeah, maybe you're going to get like a good 4 games minimum out of Game Pass for that. You've also got to remember, if you are just buying it just for Xbox only AAA games, then yeah, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you've got, just this year alone, you've got things like, again, Payday. We've talked about Sea of Stars. There are a ton of experiences.
Liza P.
Liza P coming as well, if that's your kind of game. There are so many different titles that are going to come to Game Pass that you're not going to have to pay for, that will justify the cost alone. That you need to, I think you need to change your mindset a little bit when it comes to Game Pass. Game Pass isn't the free to, no additional cost to access all the Xbox games. It's no additional cost to access a ton of titles that, again, you may not play. And you may not, you don't have to buy extra elsewhere. But yeah, there's so many experiences that you can get through Game Pass. I think that's how you need to look at Game Pass. It's not a first-party subscription service. It is a gaming subscription service. There are so many experiences on there that you might not get from anywhere else, that you need to look at it like that, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree. Yeah, no, it's not going to just 2024 doesn't. But by that logic, Starfield is a game that could eat up all of your time, right? Like, if you look at it, but you're going to move on to the next experience, even in 2024, right? Like, what's coming from Xbox? That's really, I have lost a lot of faith in Xbox exclusives as a whole. So maybe I'm considered the jaded gamer at this point. But Redfall was such a disappointment that it upset me. But I don't subscribe to Game Pass just for those exclusives. Those exclusives are a bonus. Like, put it this way, I would still have Game Pass if they didn't put the free Xbox exclusives in it, because I see the value in it that much, still so much, 100% for me. But yeah, I think it's a mindset change for you, and please do email in if I was right on that you're mainly a PlayStation player, because that's not a spite at you for being a PlayStation player at all. It's more, you're probably already in that ecosystem, right? It's like you don't want to play for achievements, you want to play for trophies, or you like having all of your library in one place, and that's totally understandable. So yeah, I'm interested to know. Next up, Amy Gill says, do you think Starfield will be people's game of the year? Second question, who are you going to romance in Starfield? D-Spawn's got to be a question for you, mate.
Yes, and everyone.
Correct.
Yeah, to answer the question with more than 3 words, do I think Starfield will be people's game of the year? 100%. It's on my list already, even with all the frustrations I'm having. Second question, who are you? I'm currently trying to romance Andrea. I mean, how can I put this in any other way? She is a baddie.
Okay, she's a baddie. Hey,
she's a baddie. She's like a little goth chick running around stealing stuff in space. She's my kind of girl.
Okay.
With my current player being like a kind of sarcastic, helpful sort who steals everything that's not pinned down, I think we're making a perfect team, me and Andrea. I did manage to convince her not to leave me, which was great, so that was nice. I did have a moment where she was pissed at me for no reason, but I managed to. I didn't talk to her for a bit, went to get my persuasion up, and then managed to convince her to stick around. So I smooth talked my lady, and now we're flirting a little bit. So it's going well. It's going well.
Who's the main woman that you get at the start as your companion?
Sarah Morgan.
Sarah. So me and Sarah, we've been talking. I've been getting to know her a little bit, and then I decided to throw a C4 at a officer on the floor, and she was pissed. She was not happy. Like, she was like, what do you think you're doing? We don't do that here. And I was like, damn, I was trying to get to know you better, babes. But she doesn't like killing. She don't mind you killing people who are shooting at you, but
Yeah,
someone on the
self-defense is
floor,
fine.
someone on the floor already dying. I was putting them out of his misery earlier, but
You
she
know
didn't like
what?
that. She didn't like that.
That's kind of hypocritical of her because she's talking to you at one point. She's like, "You can do whatever you want as our
Uh-huh.
group. Like we
She
don't really
does.
care." Like da da
Yeah.
da. And then for her to judge you like that, Fix, she let a good one go away. She's gonna remember
No, I
that.
convinced her that we're still cool, so we're still chatting.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
we're
it,
still
got
chatting.
it.
We're still chatting. Me and her, we're still chatting. What about you? Anyone on your books? Anyone you're talking to right now?
Yeah, you know the robot you get at the start?
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the level of intimacy I like in my character.
Fair.
Oh, okay. You're into that. I respect it.
I mean, no kink shaming
We
here.
don't judge. We don't judge.
I don't know. You guys sound like you're judging me right now.
We don't judge.
No,
we don't judge.
I would
No.
never.
Yeah,
Me?
you guys are judging me
What, me?
crazy.
Judge
That's
you?
crazy.
No way. We'll do this as the last question this week. Next week, we'll do the rest of the questions. Reality says, last episode, you all spoke about Game of the Year and Starfield being nominated. Usually, there are 6 nominations, and I believe 4 are a shoo-in taken, with Baldur's Gate 3, Zelda, Spider-Man 2, and Final Fantasy 16. This leaves Starfield competing for the last 2 spots with Jedi Survivor, Resident Evil 4, Hogwarts, Dead Space, Diablo, Hi-Fi Rush, Alan Wake 2, and Assassin's Creed Mirage, to name a few. Do you still believe it's got a good chance as any of these? Yeah, let's go down the list. Jedi Survivor definitely hasn't had the same... I'm sure it definitely hasn't had the same love as the original did in the series. I think that's fair to say. Like, people just haven't felt it the way they did the original. Resident Evil 4...
performance issues as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
On PC especially. Resident Evil 4, I don't think that game has done as well as I think people thought it would. If I'm being totally honest, it had its moment. Don't get me wrong; it definitely had its moment when it came out. But I don't feel like it's had that long-standing conversation like Resident Evil 2 did.
No.
Yeah, I think that's because of the year this year. Just
Yeah,
because of how packed it's
True.
been. I think just the power of the title alone could still sneak it into a top 6 situation for sure.
I agree. Hogwarts won't, not because I don't think it's a good game, just because of the pure amount of
The conversation around that game is
The
Yeah.
conversation around the game was bigger than the impact of the game itself.
I disagree.
Mm.
I think to our world, yes, but this game is bigger than our world. Like you've got,
No,
like I agree.
I don't think
world that
you're
decides Game of the
wrong,
Year.
but the problem with looking at it that way is that that never gets the game nominated for Game
Oh
of
no,
the Year.
100%. Yeah,
So that was the case. Among Us would have been nominated whatever year.
I agree.
Among Us was like super big.
I agree. I think you're 100% right. I think it's already off the list. I think there will be somebody in the office that goes, I want to let you guys know this is a great game, but everyone in the office is going to go, on the committee is going to go, yeah, but we're not doing it.
So
my recording just stopped, by the way, just as an FYI.
Okay, you're good. I've got a record. I can send it to you. Dead Space. I think I love it because I never played the original. But I think if you played the original, you knew that game. It's very much still it's close to Resident Evil 4, but I think people will go with Resident Evil 4 over it.
they're a little bit too similar in that category.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think Resident Evil just has the name.
Yeah, agree.
Recognition.
Hi-Fi Rush. I think the problem with that game is it came out too early. I think it's one of my favorite experiences I had this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think too early, and then also just again a very strong year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think if that came out last year, there was a chance that ends up in the Game of the Year conversation, right? Stray ended up in there, God knows how, but miracles can happen, you know?
Yeah. That's the I always forget about Hi-Fi Rush because I'm very quick to shit on Redfall and the problems that game was. Hi-Fi Rush was such a good game for Game Pass.
Yeah.
And such a different experience from what we're used to getting on Xbox, from a first-party Xbox studio as well. So I need to remember
in general,
that. Yeah, 100%. Alan Wake 2, I think I'm going to love it. I don't think it's going to be as good as what I think it is going to be. I think I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm very scared about, like I said before, I'm very scared about the story being completely disjointed, being able to play it in any order that I want. Just scares me. That's all.
Well, it's not in any order. It's like obviously you can. It's like two sides of the story. You can. It's the same
So,
order, but yeah.
It's
Same
similar
thing.
to like Resident Evil 2.
Yes. Resident Evil 2
But
OG.
Mm-hmm.
A remake as well, no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remake as
is
well.
the
Yeah,
alternative,
remake as well. Yeah.
I think if it's
Yeah.
like two whole campaigns,
that you can
I
switch
think
between.
it could work. It really just depends on how they do it and how it's constructed at the end of the day.
Yeah, I trust Remedy to be able to do it. I think if any studio can pull off something that wild, it'd be them.
But Resident
yeah.
Evil 2 would be a better game as a whole if they made those stories interwoven better. Now, I love those games, but can you imagine a game where you're playing as Leon and Claire and those moments where they do cross paths made a bit more sense? Because right now they don't. Like if you play them as separate like two A's and not an A and B, it doesn't actually make too much sense. Which I remember that being a thing back in the day as well. So that's the only thing that worries me. Like Resident Evil 2 again, still it is my favorite game of all time, but I'm worried about Alan Wake. Just I hope I'm wrong. I hope I play it and I go, psh, well, I was wrong, thank God. But we will see. And then Assassin's Creed Mirage, I think it's going to be very good, but I think people are just going to be excited that it's going back to what it was, not that it's going to have changed the game too much.
Yeah, I don't see that game changing the paradigm for what an Assassin's Creed game is. I think it's just going to be a shorter, more condensed experience, and it's going to be more Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Which again is exactly what I want, but I don't think it's going to be in the Game of the Year conversation at all.
Was Odyssey in the Game of the Year conversation when that came out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because I distinctly remember the Game Awards orchestra playing the theme.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
That was it.
That's
That's literally the reason I remember, because I remember that being badass.
I was gonna say I don't know if I've ever remembered an Assassin's Creed being in Game of the Year, and the longer the franchise goes on,
Odyssey.
I feel like,
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
I was gonna say the longer the franchise goes on, the harder it is, just because the narrative gets more and more convoluted. That you'd really be looking at the main game, and Odyssey did have like a core gameplay that people really enjoyed outside of the main story. And I don't think Mirage will necessarily be reinventing the stealth genre. It's just going back to it, like Vic said earlier.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If I had to pick two, I would go with Starfield and Resident Evil 4.
We didn't talk about Diablo.
Oh shit!
Diablo.
Sorry, Diablo. Yeah.
Diablo's not gonna be Game of the Year.
No, Diablo's not.
No.
Post launch has absolutely, I think, killed the opportunity for that to really run off with that. Because I think before that, when the game first launched, Diablo was like a shoe in.
Yep.
And then everything after that, sort of like, I guess it could maybe if it wasn't if it was a worse year.
I hate to
Hopefully
say it,
ended
as
up
if
there.
Activision just dropped the ball on the way they do seasons, and it just doesn't feel very fun, from what I've been told. It is what Diablo is, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't feel as fun.
I dropped off that game so fast. I was so excited.
Diablo 4 just has such a slow grind to get to max level, whereas in Diablo 3, when you knew what you were doing, you could like grind that stuff out super, super quick, and it wasn't long and tedious. Where this just doesn't feel that great. Whatever reason. For me, I have a question. I'm not going to argue with it because this is reality's like top 4 list, but I don't. Are we going to say Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy 16 are shoo-ins?
No. Spider-Man 2 isn't out yet, so who knows what issues that might have, if any, or if it's just more of the same.
Yeah.
I don't think I genuinely think it's going to be an improvement on Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, but like we talked about this briefly last week and the discourse that's going on in Discord. Like, wait till Spider-Man 2 is out before you start adding it to gaming. Wait till a game is out before you start adding to a Game of the Year list. That goes to everyone. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16. I don't think it's making a Game of the Year list. I think it'll get some nominations across various areas, but I don't think it's making the final list for a lot of people. It's not for me. I enjoyed that game so much.
It's got the best. It's got the best opening in a video game ever. So.
Oh, 100%.
If this is like the VGAs, if that's what like we're going off of here is like the Video Game Awards, I think it could end up in the nomination. I think
we're talking about Game Awards. That's what we're getting off.
Game Awards.
We're always Game Awards.
I think there's a good possibility that Final Fantasy 16 makes it to that. I don't think it's a shoe-in that Final Fantasy 16 makes it to that personally, and I love that game. That's a fantastic game.
I think you nailed. I think you nailed the list. If I'm being totally honest, I think so. I think
I know.
I think that they Baldur's Gate, yes. Zelda is Zelda. Spider-Man, all Spider-Man has to do is come out and not be technically bad, and people are going to absolutely lose their shit over it. I don't even think what they showed was that good. And every time I speak to people, I'm like, oh, this game. And I'm like, I wasn't that impressed. I thought it looked good. I thought it looked like improvements, but I didn't think it was like lose your shit type stuff. And then from what I've played of Final Fantasy 16, I really like, but I wouldn't put it on there. But my gripes with the game are not the same gripes that other people have with the game. So
yeah,
I can see why it will be on there. So yeah, I think you've nailed it. There's not a game on this list that we've gone through now that I've gone other than Starfield that I've gone that deserves to be on there over this. And yeah, like I say, we went through it. The conversations for some of these games have just died off so much, and recency bias always plays a part in this. Always.
I think if we're talking like final 6 list from what you've got here, I think Baldur's Gate, Zelda. Like I say, if it lands, then Spider-Man 2, Starfield, I think is going to get nominated for sure.
Yep.
I think if it's as good as I think it's going to be, Alan Wake 2 will probably be on that list. Personally, over just again for the recency bias of over something like Resident Evil or Dead Space.
Wrong. Shame on you, Despawn. Shame.
That's fine. I'll take the shame.
Did Control end up on Game of the Year lists? Because I know people really liked Control.
I think so.
Possibly. I can't remember if it was
I don't always remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't
you never remember. You remember the nominees is just the winner, right?
I mean, Alan Wake has a big enough fan base that 100% if it pops off and it's good enough,
I think
it could.
The Alan Wake to me is like the underground rapper that everybody loves that hasn't popped off yet. That's what Alan Wake is. It's a cult. It has a cult following, and people are going to enjoy it. And there's going to be people like me that's like, oh, I can't believe we got another Alan Wake because we waited so long for it. But I don't think it's that people are going to be that on it like they should. I think you've got more people that are going to be like, yeah, but I already played a survival horror game this year, Resident Evil 4. And it's like, that game's a survival action, not survival horror. So
yeah. That's fair.
Control was nominated in 2019 for Game of the Year. It won IGN's Game of the Year award as well.
We don't care about IGN. This is VGA's
Fuck
only.
you, IGN. Fuck you.
I'm not gonna say that.
I missed out there.
That was a fix. That is not my Xbox ME message.
Hey, yo, I didn't say that. Yeah, he's new to the podcast. I'll get rid of him. I'll get rid of him.
I can't be stopped. Come at me, IGN. No.
Alright.
I love you, IGN. I think what you do is great.
Fresh, if you had to pick two,
So, Baldur's Gate 3, Zelda, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16. I think great possibility. All 4 of those end up there. Starfield, I think, is a shoe-in with the way people have been talking about it. I think even if there's not enough people to get it Game of the Year, I think it gets nominated for sure.
Agreed.
There's going to be enough people who absolutely love that game. And then after that, going off from what's here and what I can remember has come out this year so far, not looking at what hasn't come out yet, I'd go Resident Evil 4, I think. I think Resident Evil 4 has a big enough fan base and it was a good enough game that it'll get enough nominations again to hit that list.
Starfield, okay. And what about you, D-Spawn?
Alan Wake and Starfield for me. But again, if we're just going off games that have released, I don't think Resident Evil I don't think Resident Evil 4 moved the needle. I think it was just a really good remake that I've never gone back to.
Never gone back to it. It only come out this year.
Yeah, but no, with classic Resident Evil games, you go back and replay the story, try and do all the missions and all the collectibles and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Never did it. Literally ran credits, uninstalled the game.
Yeah, I feel like we've
never played it against this.
I'll be honest, as content creators though, I feel like we've just been that's kind of how it goes nowadays. It's like onto the next, onto the next, onto the next.
True. I think Starfield and games that have come out. I think Diablo's got a chance, but just for base game. I think post game maybe not so much. Yeah, it's a hard one. Again, this year is so hard. This is the best year in gaming, flat out, and it's not even over yet.
don't know about that. I'll have to go back and look at the books. Maybe we'll do that in a video. Who knows? Guys, let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. Crash, what you got to plug this week, my dude?
My Xbox and me on Apple Podcasts. We need reviews. I've heard horrible things about people's grandmothers dropping downstairs if there's no reviews left. Except he's running in people's houses. So, best you leave a review on your grandma's iPad so she doesn't get visited.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
D-Spun, what you got to plug this week?
Kick.com/MCFixer.
Beat me
just
to it.
because, yeah, Fixer's going to get booted off Twitch in the next few weeks. So
No, I'm not. Don't say that.
yeah, I'm going to start flagging. No, yeah. So go show some support over there. You'll see like more, non-RP content, which would be interesting.
You mean you'll be happy about? Kick. I am. So for those who don't know, I got a DMCA takedown on my Twitch channel for reacting to the charity match this year for Sidemen, which was a shame because we was having a really good time. It was a really good stream until that happened. We ended up moving over to Kick. Loads of people came over. If you have a Kick account, please do. If you do not, no big deal. I understand. You're probably going to see more multi-streams from me when I'm on Kick. I'll probably be going live over on youtube.com/moremcfixer and kick.com/mcfixer. So, if you are someone who's into the live streaming space and you have an account, please go follow me there. If you don't have an account but you enjoy my content, please go make an account and hit the follow button. It would mean the world to me. The first 1,000 followers is always the hardest, so that's where that's always the goal. Can we get to 1,000 as fast as possible? So, yeah. Boys, thank you for another great episode of My Xbox and Me this week. Until next time, we will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Good boys.
Bye.